Welcome, everyone. This is the Rock Your Interview Talk Show. So we're just going to put on a little music so you know that you're here. And we want to get you guys to get in the mood to rock your interview talk. That's what we're all about. Rocking it, rocking it, rocking it. Woo, rock it. Yes, 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 yes. Hello, world. Hello, 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 hello. This is what we do every single day, Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. Pacific time. I'm Raven, the talk show maven, known by many, well, recently crowned it by my listeners as the queen of blab, Dane. How about that? And the queen of interview conversion. That's because I know how to blab it up, blab it up, blab it up. That's right, Nifty. Thank you. And I know how to show you how to take those interviews, how to take that talk that you're going to do on your platform, your blab, and your Periscope, and turn it into some dollars. Okay, ka-ching, ka-ching. If you like that, type in ka-ching in the box, ka-ching in Periscope, because that's what it's all about. Now, Dane has joined me on Blab, because we're airing on Amazing Women of Power, we're airing on Blab, and we're airing on Periscope. So I want to welcome the Periscopers, the Blabbers, and all the people that'll be tuning in. Wave to the people so they can see you, Dane. There you go. There's Dane. And so Dane asked a very good question. So I'm going to ask him, because we didn't have the recording on, if you don't mind, Dane, asking that question again. In Periscopers, I'm going to turn it here so you can see him. Oh, you lost your connection. Welcome back, Nifty. Okay, go ahead.
So my question is, you know, in order to do a good interview, does it take having a good person to interview, or does it take a great idea? And what attracts people to your show? Okay,
it takes a little bit of both. You know, I'm a big believer in going for the icon interviews. I don't know if you've heard me kind of do a solo one before, like here, or if you just heard me do interviews. But yeah, I go after the Joes. I go after the Les Browns. I go after the Lisa Nichols. And I don't worry about the no's, Dane. I just focus it on the yes. Now, I believe you have to have a good content yourself, and you do want to let people know that you're an expert. I'm an expert in interviewing. That's what I teach. I walk it, talk it. I love showing people how to make money from it. I love showing people how to get to the icons. And I teach this thing called your irresistible ask, how to ask in an irresistible way that they can't help but to say yes. Okay. So these are the things that I'm passionate about. So, you know, I feel like when you are on a platform and you are speaking what you are passionate about, you're speaking what you feel your purpose is, you're not worried about what other people say, you're just jumping out there, because Mifty had talked about, you know, she worried about what other people say, other people's opinion. And that does kind of keep us stuck. It keeps us in a box, and we don't feel like being free to be us. My thing for you is you do have a great voice. You should be doing radio. You definitely, have you done a Blab or a Periscope yet?
I tried doing one. I mean, I've jumped on several with other people, but you know, I tried doing one that I thought would hit home. Maybe it was the wrong time of day, but I'm a disabled vet as well, and I've experienced a lot of heartache, if you will, with the VA, and so I tried to jump on and say, hey, let's talk about it. Let me see if I can help you through my experiences and involving senators and all kinds of stuff in order to get it done. But, you know, I got a couple of people on there, but we didn't get much traction. So I'm not scared to try it again, but I don't want to keep going out there doing it and only having 2 people watch, although I will hear people say, hey, that one could be the one.
Yeah, I mean, right now we've got 6 or 7 people. I was here just talking to the Periscopers because I have them on for 10 minutes, and it was just me, you know. Yeah, and I didn't start the recording till we really got going when you jumped in, okay? So just jump in there, because people will come and keep hitting the bird like I'm hitting the bird now. And I'm going to ask everyone that's in here, if you don't mind, just every single one, including me, just hit that little bird and let's share this with other people. Do you mind, please? Thank you. And Periscopers, please hit the little man and share us with a friend as well. Thank you so much. And I appreciate it. So you ask the guests that you have to do it. You can't make them, but you ask them to do it. And if they do, fine. If not, you do it yourself, number one. Right. Thank you guys for sharing, and thank you for being here on Blab and Periscope. And you don't worry about the numbers. One of the main things that I teach, and I want Periscopers to hear this too, because this will get you in your fear. Listen to this. Numbers are important. I'm not going to say they are. But I am one of the people that teach my clients, do not focus on the number, focus on your heartfelt message. Okay, focus on your message and not the numbers. The numbers will come. If you speak from your heart, you speak from your soul, you speak from your gut. And if you share compelling content, people will love it. They will like it. Your tribe might start with 3, then it'll go to 4, then it'll go to 7, and you'll see it growing. And they'll keep telling people, you can have a 6-figure and beyond business and only have a couple hundred people. You don't have to have millions of people. Would that make your life easier? Hell yeah, it would. But I don't want you to be stuck in that. That's where a lot of people are stuck at, Dane. And then they give up before they even get started. And you know what, really and truthfully, here's the thing, guys, even though we all want to make money, even though we all want to be rock stars, the most important thing is that we help people to make transitions, help people to get results in their life. That's what it's all about. And Zig Ziglar said it's the best way. If you help enough people get what they want, you'll get what you want. Not because you're expecting it, but you just become I don't know, do you know Bob Berg? I interviewed him a couple of weeks ago, and he talks about being a go-giver. So just give from your heart, give from your soul. You spoke about Yvette, and you have your opinions and things probably you like and you don't like. That's your message. This is your stage. This is your stage. This is your platform. No longer do we have to wait for somebody to give us permission. You have permission to have whatever platform you want, and you have permission to succeed. And I'm just going to encourage you and be sure, I'll make sure I subscribe to you so that I can jump in on your first one. I preach it. Yeah, really, Nick, because I'm tired of people focusing on numbers. And anybody else, feel free to jump in if you have a question. Thank you, Mithy. Yeah, just be free to be you. You got a great voice, man. Go out there. You got a message. What is your heartfelt message you want to pass on to people?
Well, and that's what I was going to ask you, if you don't mind, one more question.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, take your time.
So, a lot of my experience stems from being in the military, but I'm reasonably young. I'm 39 years old, but I've traveled the world. I've been to 38 different countries. I've been on stage with Bob Hope before, when he was in his late 90s. I've done entertainment, but my passion has always come down to business. And I always give the military credit for getting into business. And I've had a successful career for about the last 15 years, with my own companies. Mm-hmm. Do I focus on one aspect, or do I try and tie all of that experience together and somehow create, a show based around that? Because sometimes, you don't want to be a jack of all trades and master of none necessarily, but do you put that out there so that people know, hey, not only can Dane talk about this, or he's got that experience, but maybe he's done this? Or do I always need to keep a direct focus on one show and then maybe do a different segment?
Yeah, well, do a different segment. I mean, and that's very, very great question. I love your questions. Great questions. Okay, so let's talk about that. And Dane wants to know, does he need to focus on one thing, or can he just have a mixture of stuff? I want to say mix it up, but you want to be known for one thing. I'm known for interviewing, but I also talk to women. Like yesterday, I felt compelled to have a women power talk, a women power hour, where we talked about supporting our family and friends who have cancer, because I have family and friends right now dealing with cancer. And sometimes I don't know what to say when I call them or how I can best support them. So I decided, let's chat about that. I choose to chat about compelling things, but at the same time, there's been times I had poolside blabs or poolside scopes where I just got on for 10 minutes and whatever was on my heart I spoke about, and it would just be hey guys, I just want to empower and inspire you to have a great weekend, be safe, take care of yourself, and go have fun. And it would be just about that. But then I would remind people, hey, if you want to find out more about me, or be sure to, jump on my Rock Your Interview Talk or my Interviewpreneur program and learn the insider secrets to interviewing the top experts and monetizing it. Hey, I got to go have a fun day. I just want to stop in and give you smooches and kisses. You won't do that, though, the smooches and kisses part. But you see what I'm saying? You want to show a little personal side on these platforms. platforms, and I had to learn this first coming in. You want to share a little personal side of you, but you want to let people know what you're an expert at as well. Okay, because if you want to help people that have been traumatized, being in a service or been mistreated or whatever your message is, let people know this is your message. When you introduce yourself, you say, hey, I'm Dane, this is what I do, but today, I want to talk to you, about this, or today I read something in the news and I want to share that. People love that on Scope. And I just wanted to get you guys' opinion on it. And hey, you know what? In fact, this was such a big thing for me. It caught my attention. I'm going to be interviewing somebody on the subject next week. Now, that's normally not what I want to do, but what are these platforms for is to share and to get messages out. And then you can always let them know what you do, but you don't want to be all over the place. Okay. Try to, let people be known for one thing. Let them know the other sides of you, but be known for the one thing that you want, to really be known for. Does that make sense?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So are you going to do it? Are you going to get out there?
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. I'll tell you what I've been doing is, I was also thinking about, before I discovered Blab, I was really looking into the internet radio and trying to go forward with that and look at how do I get that syndicated so that I can actually, make an income from it. But I've been on Blab asking a lot of people different questions. So far, you've probably given me the most detailed answer. A lot of people say, oh, do this and it's great. It'll be great. Yeah. But I want to hear more in-depth
stuff. Yeah. Well, here's the thing. Number one, I do own an internet radio station. It's Amazing Women of Power. We feature the Amazing Men on Power Friday. So number one, I'm going to give you my website. If you feel like it's meant for you to do it, let me see, Amazing. What I would like for you to do is book some time with me so we can talk offline. It's amazingwomenofpower.com. And when you go there, there's a calendar that would pop up. What you want to do is you want to go ahead and click on that and book some time with me, and you'll get my Icon interview formula. This teaches you how to investigate, connect, own, and get to the nitty-gritty. This will help you when you go ask for your interview and after you ask for the interview. Everybody gets this for free. We're going to talk. I'm going to find out more about you. I'll share a little bit about our radio station. I'll share a little bit about other mentoring things. And if it's meant for you, fine. If not, the worst thing that can happen is you can walk away with this and we can know more about each other. So that's the first thing I like to invite you to do, so we can talk more about what you want to do offline. I can tell you about my station. We do feature the guys on Friday, and that's a great start. I'm right now training all my hosts on Saturday how to do a Periscope and how to do a Blab. They've never done it. And so I'm going to teach all of them, and they'll have their radio show, but they'll also have this to boost your radio show and for more credibility. And we're going to start training them on Saturday. So I believe you should have both. I believe radio helps you step into your power a little quicker, step past that fear to being fabulous a little quicker, because they can't see you. You're behind the mic and it's just you, and you really do feel free to be you. This was a huge step for me coming on camera. It really was. I'm not your camera type girl. Used to be back in the day. I was pretty fine back in the day. But, I've gotten older, and all the fears and stuff of the lines, and you start thinking about all that stuff. And at first, I was all over the place. I was not being me. I was listening to other people. And, I was like, oh, yeah, she has that voice, and she has this and this. And it just wasn't working for me. And then I finally just, thanks to my husband, he said, Raven, just pretend you're behind the mic and people don't see you, and go back to being you. And those that will love you. There's going to always be those people that have their opinion that's not going to like you. You just have to focus on your message. That's the best way I can say it, Dane, and to all of you. Focus on your heartfelt message and the fact that you want to help someone. If one person got moved by your message, do it. When you said you seen me interview Joel, mm-hmm. Did you envision yourself interviewing Joel or interviewing anybody when you heard the interview? Was there anything that inspired you from that interview? And you don't have to say yes if it didn't. I'm okay with it, but I was just curious.
Well, no, I mean, why I jumped back on today when I saw you was, during that time, I knew Joel at a different time in his life. Mm-hmm. And he's obviously grown into something much bigger than he was back when he lived here in Oklahoma City, where I'm at right now. But my idea originally was I have a guy here who his name's Rockwell. He used to be a recording artist. I think Steven Speaks is what he was known by.
Oh, okay.
We talked about doing a radio show like they used to do it back in the old days, where somebody walked into a DJ booth right off the street and they said, "Hey, here's my demo. Will you play it on local radio for me?" And it was really back then the DJs kind of made you or broke you. And there's kind of a lost art, we thought, and based on him being a recording artist as well, there's a lot of artists here in Oklahoma, and we thought about doing a live interview show with these people, finding out more about them, helping others that are up and coming getting out, and that was the original intent. So there's a bunch of stuff up here that I want to do, and as you can see, I'm kind of all over the board with topics. I mean, I'm passionate about music. I'm passionate about the military. I was one of the few guys that joined simply because I got the chills, running up and down me when I was in uniform, standing there saluting the flag when the national anthem was going on. I mean, that's all it took for me to want to serve.
Yeah.
So, it's a very, that's why I ask you about different shows. I see some people, they've got different topics, different shows, but I also hear you saying you want to be known for one thing.
For one thing. It's be free to be you. Speak on things that you want to speak on. And if you don't feel like you have enough content, go out there and interview. Definitely go out there and interview, because the quickest way for you to become an expert is to interview experts. I learned that from my mentor, Alex Mendoza. So, hello, everyone. Welcome. Thank you. Hi, Nicey girl. How you doing? Welcome, everyone, to Blab and Periscope and on Amazing Women of Power. I'm Raven, a talk show maven, and I just want to thank you for being here. If you want to jump into the seats on Blab, come on in. We're talking about going from fear to fabulous. We're also talking about, how to stay in control with our expertise in our platform, how to get our heartfelt message out, and how to be free to be you. I'm a firm believer that if we're free to be ourselves and we're not worried about other people, that's how we step out of our fear. That helps us as introverts too. For so long, people have said, shut up, don't say this, don't do this, stay in this box, you're better at this. I'm saying be you. Life is too precious, Dane, as you know. Life is way too precious. We can't sit on the sidelines anymore. We can't, just wait for our turn. These platforms allows us, as my host Heidi says, it allows us to be free to be us and to shine. It's your time to shine. You don't have to guess it is. Yes, it is. And this is your platform for you to shine. So I'm saying, go out there and do you. If you want to speak on music, speak on music. My husband is a Grammy Award-winning mixing engineer. He'll be starting his shows pretty soon. Khalik O-Vision. Check him out. Follow him and see if you can interview him on your show. He worked with Michael Jackson, Prince, and everybody. Someone said, Raven said for me to ask you. Yeah. And so you guys come on in, please. We're talking about going from fear to fabulous. And I'm speaking with Dane, and Dane has a lot of passions. Music, he has a passion for the service. I like to find out what some of the other people's passions are and what are your questions. But I would just like for you to start with one. Mm-hmm. If you had it, I want you to just close your eyes for a minute. Just close your eyes. Just humor me for a second. Take a deep breath. Inhale and exhale. Inhale again and exhale. And I want you to think of yourself being on the biggest stage that you could possibly be on, Dane. The biggest stage. And there's just tons of people out there watching you, hundreds of them. And you have 30 minutes to speak on anything that you like. And this is your only chance, your only opportunity to do this. And for a fact that you want to speak on this while your time on this earth, you want to speak on it. You don't want to leave this earth without getting this message out. Inhale again, exhale, and tell me what that message would be.
I think about 5 different topics ran through my head that are all important.
What was the first one?
Well, when it changed the second that you said, before I leave this earth, what would be the topic I would want to talk about? And And that's ultimately what completely changed it. That honestly, for me, just centers around my belief in Christ. I mean, I would want people to know about that if that was the last thing I had to say. But that's not. That comes out. I think that comes out in my life and who I am.
Yeah, that will come out, and you'll feel free spirited. That's what I love about these platforms. You can say God as many times you want. You can talk about whoever you believe in. But what's the one compelling message that you feel is your purpose beyond a shadow of a doubt? Someone tapped you on the shoulder at 3 a.m. You could just roll with it. You know this is your purpose.
Well, business is my absolute passion, and so I try to live my life out through that, so that people know who I am. But I guess my life is what has made me. And so that's why I have a hard time focusing in on one thing, because like I said, I'm 39 years old, and sometimes I feel like I've lived life 3 times more than what people will if they live to be 100. The veterans, that's who I am. That's what made me successful today. But as a result, I have a lot of struggles, a lot of physical disability that came with that, a lot of.
Could you have a show that speaks to veterans and veterans now and veterans once they, go home, the transition, just kind of mix it up? How do you begin a business even though you're in the services? Can you kind of just mix it up with topics, but speak to people that are veterans, speak to people, that are doing in service now, speak to, how you transition from that, how you can start building something for yourself. I'm saying now that everything's over, how do you find that life? If you're disabled, how do you, keep going strong? How do you do the mindset piece, do the business piece, and just mix it up? I think that is such a much needed topic. You'll probably be surprised once you start speaking on that. Hey, Robert, how you doing? Nice to see you here. And research, research the topics that mean the most to people. Go out there and create a survey. Go to SurveyMonkey and create a survey and ask your audience. Okay, Robert, I tried letting you in. Try one more time for me. Something happened. Can you try one more time? Oh, there you go. And find out, when in doubt, always ask your audience. They will tell you what they want to hear from. And then also make a list of people you want to interview. You mentioned charities and stuff. Talk about charities. Talk about how to support, things like that. Hey, Robert Stern.
Yeah, see, Robert was supposed to interview me last week, but he never got back to me.
Well, we had a little craziness going on, so I'm going to email you. We're going to take care of that. But I'm just letting you know, when I wrote research, shock and awe. Ask Raven what happened when I interviewed her. And she's the interview, quote, major person. And I brought up something, and she looked at me and go, how did you know about that?
I sure did. I'm like, okay. Yeah, if he's going to interview you, be ready, because it could be something in the 6th grade. So. You never know.
I don't bring up bad stuff. I bring up exciting and different things that people ask.
He did. He really did. Uh-oh. Hold on one second.
Give me 1 second, guys. I have a.
And Robert did a great job, and he's actually right. You got to do your research and be ready for it. So he took a break. How are you doing, Robert? We're talking about going from fear to fabulous. So many people, are just scared to do their first blab or their first interview. Mm-hmm. And so since I teach interviews, I know my clients, their first thing I have to get them past is their fear. Exactly. So they can step into their power and their confidence and their fabulous.
And you know what? A lot of times it's not about fear. Like they're afraid to be on camera or they're afraid to do that. It's more of the fear of, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to say. It's not necessarily they don't want to be on camera. And they don't know what to do or say, and they're afraid to say the wrong thing or make it look too simple. Mm-hmm. In other words, oh, hi, Dane, where do you live? Oh, hi, Dane. Those are the basics, and everybody understands that. But it's just, it's okay to be different.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I want to get down to the heart of people. What makes them tick? I mean, that's the important thing to me. I mean, even in business, I've been in wireless really for the last 15 years, and they would bring in, depending on what company we're with, they would bring in coaches from all over the place. And like, you got to do this, this, and this, and this. And I said, I don't agree with you. I said, I've had more success getting to know who that person was. Who were they sitting behind the desk? What were their passions in life? What did they like? And I built a rapport. I built a trust with them. And ultimately, that's how I earn their business. So I want to be able to translate that into a platform like this to find out, what are people like? What do they want? Everybody wants to tell their story most of the time. That's
the key, what you just said. It's finding out about them and finding out, we discussed it, I think, on another one. And I think Anthony was on it, or Anthony Ace Music.
Yeah, that was probably the very first one I jumped on with.
That was the first one we did together, right? And it's the journey and the story behind the person. That's what makes everything interesting.
Right.
So, when people turn around and interview Raven, they talk about her business. They talk about the stars that she spoke to. She's smiling already. I started off where I said, tell me about Cleveland.
I almost fell out my chair.
And she's looking at me going, I go, she interviewed me the day before about social media and everything else. And she wasn't expecting like me to, bam, come right off the bat, talking about not bad stuff, but how her story came. What did you do when you started out in business? And I said, and I know you're from Cleveland. And she started smiling. She goes, yes, I was from Cleveland. And I said, I know you moved to Houston. I go, but what was your first job, like really out there in Cleveland, service oriented? And I used the word service. She goes, well, I was service, but I wanted to show how a person changes.
Mm-hmm.
See, like you have armed services behind you. Obviously, right. You don't want to get too graphic and too into if you were in certain zones of the service and everything else, but about the history of why you joined the service and what that meant to you and things like that. Those are information that people will want to hear about. Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, it's more about the in-depth about the person and the journey that they took to where they got to now.
And I always want a positive spin on it because
exactly.
You
Raven
go down the road.
Raven went through some tough times.
Yeah.
Starting out in different types of jobs, but she did well in them. But it was customer service. It was selling publishing. It was doing this. It got her into publishing and the creative areas. And then, unfortunately, with her mom getting ill and all these things. But you know something? People got to know Raven on my show when I interviewed her. They knew who she was as a radio show person. They didn't know who she was as Raven.
Yep.
And a lot of people learned more about you that day, didn't they?
Mm-hmm. They sure did. Because those are things that every day we don't talk about. I mean, we get little pieces of it. They get little pieces of it. I don't think I ever shared anything about, well, I'll put this like this, in years about me working for the boiler room type jobs and the customer service and stuff. But it made me who I am. My clients say I'm over the top in customer service. That's because I come from that.
And people afterwards came to you and said, I didn't know you did that.
Yeah.
It was like it starts conversations. So with you, it's like I interview you. I'm going to talk about your armed services. We're going to talk about Blue Tour, was it? What Tour to
Tops and Blue.
Tops. See, I remember. Where did you go? What did you do? All those types of things. Because people want to know about you. So if you're going to interview people, they want to know about that person. I mean, I'm being interviewed today at 1:00 Eastern by a woman, by Kelly A. Mitchell, who happens to be a good friend of mine. And she does a show called Agent Caffeine.
Oh, wow.
And it's all about real estate agents. So what they're doing is, and this is what she does. She does a weekly show, and she interviews things that will help real estate. So she's bringing me on because I brought her into Periscope and Blab. She blames me like some other people.
Well, hopefully that won't, the Apple thing won't affect your interview.
Exactly. So I am going to talk about how realtors could be using this. Because real estate is a great method for Blab and for Periscope and for Meerkat to get out there and meet people and do stuff. So it's and that's what she does. She draws the information of how it goes there. Yeah, Dave, I know she's doing that, June Moore. I know she's doing that Cure for Cancer marathon. It was just after yesterday I did the 4-hour blitz on No Kid Hungry. So, but that's that. I mean, Raven's got great information. Definitely talk to her and find out and everything else about interviewing.
I'm so glad you stepped in. I mean, first of all, thank you. It's first honor. I think this is the first one that you've been in on mine, I believe. You know,
I come in on a couple of other your interviews and ask questions.
Sneak in it, yeah. Well, on the interviews, but I'm saying where I'm actually delivering content. So, yeah. But so thank you. I appreciate you coming in because I mean, he knows all about, you know, just getting out there and just doing it. And if you could speak on this, Robert, because I know you're probably going to have to go, but one of the things that you talked about is a lot of times people don't know what to say. But then a lot of times when we did a survey earlier, people were saying they're stuck in, you know, worried about other people's opinion. Now you do your thing. You jump in on other people to do your thing. And it goes back to what I originally was talking about. Remember, Dane, when I said you got to be free to be the authentic you. And don't worry about if everybody's going to love you. And if you got a heartfelt message, just go out and say it. That's what this platform is all about. Can you speak on that real quickly?
Yeah, you know, I'm going to keep it a real simple way. I know Kales is having some trouble on her visual, but you know, I look at if you walked into a crowd right now at the restaurant, at a networking meeting, at wherever else, and you did this in person, and you just went to do some networking, and you're going to tell them about yourself. And, you know, 99% of the times when you're doing networking, you want to find out about the other person. You know, it's not always about me. It's about Raven. It's about Dane. Now, granted, the more I know about you guys, then I can see if there's ways I can help you through my business. You know, it's all about listening, and that's what interviewing is. And you know that, Raven, because
absolutely.
We can ask all the questions we want, but if we don't sit back and listen, we're not learning anything. So I'm a big question person, and I look at it this way, like you just said about being yourself and everything else. Listen, if you don't believe in yourself, nobody else will. You have to, whatever you're going to talk about, well, you know, I speak about social media and live streaming and how it can be used in business. You know, and there was a guy who just said this. Nick just said this in the thing. He's trying to get other local real estate people to adopt to live streaming because there seems to be this. Well, I don't know if it'll work for me. It's global. It's not local. It's, you know, something. It's called excuses. You're trying to talk yourself out of doing something so that you don't have to, quote, waste your time. But you don't know that. You know, what's the old thing of you don't know until you ask? I mean, Raven, you're going to laugh. I sent out 7 tweets the other night that I wanted to interview certain people on Blab. Ready for the name of the people? William Shatner, Blake Shelton, Mark Cuban. I don't know these people, but the world knows them.
I was just saying, lady in my neighborhood is related to Blake, and he comes up here all the time. So if that's something you want to do, I can.
Oh, I would love to interview my tweet. He didn't respond to me, but you want to know something? William Shatner responded to me in 2 minutes. He quoted my tweet back, and his answer was no.
Well, but at least
but he answered me.
Made an impact, and you did it.
Yeah.
That's what matters.
And that's the thing. Just went out there and asked. I went to Diana Ross. I love Diana Ross, and years ago, my kids took me to her concert, and so you know I just stepped out there and did it, and I got the nicest no back from them, but they responded right before the Obamas became president. I reached out and I was just getting going it had been in there probably about 4 or 5 years and doing my shows. And so I put it out there like you did, and they got me to, someone got me in to where I could be at this event where Hillary was. So I was able to give her my business card, shake her hand, never went anywhere, but it felt good. And then later, someone connected me with the Obamas, and one of their, at that time, whoever was helping them when they were running for office. And they called my house. They called my kitchen table radio show back then and said, no. But I felt so good that out of all the different people that had put in a request, I got a call back and made me feel so good. Love the hat. Woo-wee. Hey.
The last thing I just want to say is the whole thing with the Shatner story. There were other people, because he's got a huge following, that responded back to me and said, why are you, this is wrong. Why are you just reaching out to people with the same type of tweet repetitively? And I'm sitting there going, but if I don't ask, how will I ever know?
Yes.
If you don't ask for the interview, if you don't ask for the business, if you don't ask to go on Blab and to do something, it's an automatic no. You're not going to get it no matter what. So I look at Blab as an opportunity for people. Hey, I met Dane on his first Blab.
Yeah.
And as soon as he spoke, I went, oh my God, podcasters need to hear this voice because this is voiceover material. I totally hear him going, in a world where Raven talk show host is going to, like that opening thing on the radio. It's that such that voice.
And that's why my name now says in a world, because everywhere I went, people were like, say that. So.
Oh, no. You're not the only one. Dane and I have already had a whole conversation. He's got his Yeti mic being set up.
I finally found it. It came out of a box last night. So he's going to get this all set up. He's going to get a package together. We're going to pop him on here and we are going to promote the heck out of him because that voice is such a commercial voice in intros, in endings, in going to commercials on podcast and radio. It's unbelievable. So, I want to help him. And that's why I know he's been unpacking after sitting in a car all day waiting to just go in the house after signing for it. I know. The funding didn't come through. I was literally sitting in the driveway going, it's almost 3:00 Central and the money has not gone through yet. I was like, I'm going to have to find somewhere else to sleep tonight. But it came through 5 minutes before. So, but something, fear is natural for everybody. It's going to come up before confidence. You always have fear before you do. Hey, I speak on stages all over the place about social media. I've been in front of 1,000 people, in front of 200 people. Every single time I've been behind stage right before I'm about to go out, my stomach starts to go.
It does.
Oh, yeah.
It does.
Yeah.
And I've got 25 cities coming up in front of 8 months with my tour coming up.
So you better get some Pepto-Bismol or something for your stomach.
Exactly.
Because you're going to be out there. Hey, I wanted to thank you also because, when you interviewed me, I think it was the first time anyone publicly branded me the Queen of Blab. I'm the Queen of Blab now.
I know. I said Queen of Blab. He's going to be the voice of Blab.
I love it. Queen of Blab, the voice of Blab, and King of Blab. You took that crown a long time ago, for sure. Absolutely.
Right, let me fly. Dane, we will talk.
Absolutely. Look forward to it, Robert.
Thanks
Raven, I love you as always.
Hugs. I'm coming to the event. So after all, Khalik and I will be there.
Which event?
Paris Summit.
Oh, you coming to Periscope Summit in 2 weeks?
Yeah. We got our tickets the other day. We got
great. Congratulations.
Okay.
Great.
All right.
Nothing to be nervous about, Robert.
Yeah, I know. I'm going to be sitting up on the panel going, where is she? She's watching me. She's scoping me. She's scoping me.
Yeah. All right. Thanks. Bye. Thanks, Robert, for your support. I'm like Robert. I want to help you. I want to promote you. I want to get you on, I don't have the crowd that Robert does, but I can rock those interviews, baby. So we'll make sure that we get you interviewed on the show to share your story. Okay.
I'd love to. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you for coming on, and I'm just glad you got a chance to see the interview with Joel, and it inspired you to come check me out, man.
Yeah, I wanted the chance to do this and be able to talk to you. So thank you for having me on this long. I hope I haven't taken up.
Oh no. Nobody else has jumped in. If you guys want to jump in, feel free. I'm going to put my link there. Go there now and book a time with me. Let's get your confidence built up. And let me tell you about AWOP, the guys, and share some stuff with you. And if nothing else, you walk away with this beautiful thing to help you get ready and prepared. How about that? My icon interview.
So you did say there was a calendar on your site because
Yes, you go to amazingwomenofpower.com. There's a calendar that pops up. Hey, good, how you doing? There's a calendar that pops up, and you can just book whatever time. It shows you all my availability. So you can just jump in and book a time you want. And it's usually about 10 to 20 minutes. Very painless.
Okay. I've been on your site and I haven't seen anything pop up. Is it?
Okay. Are you going to Amazing Women of Power?
Yeah, I clicked on your link.
Okay. Let me click on the link real quick. It should. Okay. Give it a second and it'll pop up. If you look down there, it says contact. Yeah. There you go. It takes a few seconds, but it pops up, or you'll see a little word that says.
Yeah, contact. I just needed to click on that. So, okay. I've got that pulled up.
Good. Looking forward to talking to you. Thanks, Dane. You're going to rock it.
I appreciate it. Thank you for your time this morning.
To the show. We're on 7 a.m. Monday through Thursdays because I'm always giving tips to help you get out there so you can rock that thing. Okay. All right. Thank you.
Okay.
Hey there, Nick.
Hi. How are you? Doing good. Just finally got to the office. I wanted to jump in earlier, but because I had some ideas when Dane was talking about his service, and so I was sharing them in the comments while I was getting ready for work, and I just want to stop in and say hi, and I wasn't ignoring you guys. I just was in a hurry to get to work.
Oh, that's good. Well, I'm glad you made it safely and you didn't try to blab and drive. So that's a good thing. Good thing. So you heard, Dan, you got any tips or anything you want to say to him and why he's still here?
No, I think I sent him some ideas. I had some experience in working with vets when I worked for our local government for a number of years. And yeah, I'd be happy to co-host it with you or something like that, Dane, just to have some ideas on that. I think it's a powerful issue for if that's the issue you decide to discuss.
It's definitely an issue that I want out there. I meet so many guys that are they're lost. They don't know what to do when they come back, or they've certainly gone through a lot more than I have. But I've been there and I can relate, and I know how the VA is going to respond to them, and it's more of a way to help them cope with that and overcome some of the issues that they have coming back.
Learning how to communicate with the VA is very difficult. It can be very difficult, especially for somebody who's quite possibly suffering. So, I'd love to, you got some of the ideas that I had text, and I'd love to participate in that. They were my favorite clients. I worked for a county mental health for 5 or 6 years, and so that was my experience dealing with vets. But there were so many other issues, and it's I think I haven't seen a lot of people talking about it on Blab, so I think it would be a great topic. And there's so many issues under the whole veterans umbrella that could be discussed.
Right.
So that's all I really want.
Right here on your show, you helped create a whole new.
That's what I'm talking about. See, here we go. That's what it's all about, Zane. See, and remember when you came in, here we are at 18 people. Well, obviously Robert's stepping in, help. But remember when you came in, it was only like me and 2 or 3 others. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. And you just keep on talking, and what's meant to be is to be. This is the first time Robert ever came in on where I wasn't doing an interview, And then of course when he came in, other people came in, and there were people doing the lean in. So that's why I always say, guys, do not count or focus on the numbers. That will get us stuck in our head. And whenever we're stuck in our head, guess what? We're not in our heart. We're not in our heart. We're stuck in our head. I'm trying to let you in, Leslie. We're stuck in our head. We're not talking from our heart. We're not speaking from our soul. We're not speaking from our gut. And that's where our purpose and our message comes from. It comes from within. It comes from the things that mean a lot to us. So what I like to take everything back to the topic of going from fear to fabulous is you've got to be free to be used. Forget about the numbers. Forget about people's opinions. Forget about everything that everybody said you couldn't talk about and you shouldn't talk about. This is a free to be me, free to be you platform. So go with it. And those that love it and resonate with it will come and stay and share. Those that don't, they won't come. And you can't worry about that, because guess what, Zane? Every time you hit that recorder, you're going to get from Blab, you're going, and from Periscope, you'll get the recording of the video, but from Blab, you're going to get the audio, you're going to get the video, you're going to get the transcript. And so you can take those and turn them into DVD sets and CD sets and turn them into books. You see what I'm saying? So I tell people, don't think of this as your platform. Think about this as your movement. Okay? It's not just a platform, it's a movement. You can take your message to the masses. You can build it as big as you want, and you can create a multiple streams of income from products, from memberships, you know, and you can have several different niches. It's okay. But let people know you for one thing, even if it's the voice of Blab. Right. You know, just let them know you from one thing, and one thing you're passionate about. Maybe your message is get your voice out. Whatever you want to talk about, get it out. You know, we can tag team on some stuff and create products and stuff together. So, you know, this is what's so beautiful about Blab and Scope. You don't have to look for affiliates to help you promote your product. You don't have to look for joint venture partners that you can collaborate with. You don't even have to look for clients. They are hand delivering it to you on Blab. How cool is that?
Yeah.
You don't have to get in your car, Zane, and go networking. You can network right here by joining other people's Blab. Now, I'm a big believer in don't be hijacking folks' Blabs, okay? I've seen people hijack, haven't you? Come on, Leslie. You know you've seen people hijacking other Blabs.
I've seen it.
They go there and they can never get off. And I'm not talking about what you're doing, because you're giving valuable input. But I've seen people go on other people's Blab, and all they did was talk about what they do with their clients, what they sell. Yes, you should seed in 1 or 2 times casually what you do. Put your link in, saying, if you don't mind, whoever Blab you on, if you don't mind, before I step out and let other people come in, I love to share my website. Is that okay? And then anybody who wants to find out more about me can go there. Get the hell off after that. Don't be on other people's Blab hijacking. They got the people, and you say, this is my time to shine. Just for a little bit, it's your time to shine. Hey, Leslie, how you doing?
I'm doing well. How you doing?
I'm going to pop out saying I'll.
Okay, thank you, Nick. Thank you.
Send me a message through Twitter or something, and we'll get together. Bye, Leslie. Bye, Leslie.
All right, take.
Okay, 1 second. Let me see. The confusing part is I have 2 different interests to share. Okay, health and business. People get confused when I talk about health in one Blab, webinar and business in the other. This goes back to what you were saying, Zane. Okay, this is at JD Davin. If you can come in, jump on in. We'd love to talk to you about that. And I'm going to highlight this because I want to talk about that. But first, let me say, hey, everyone, I'm Raven, a talk show maven, known by many. I'm proud to say I've been branded by my blabbers here as the queen of Blab, and also the queen of interview conversion. And I teach people how to blab it up, Leslie, how to blab it up with strength, with power, getting past the fear to that fabulosity, owning all this and then some. And then I show them how to turn it into some money by interviewing the top experts. So I want to welcome you. I am the founder of Amazing Women of Power, World's leading positive programming network. We call it AWOPtalk247.com. Here's my little shameless promotion. If you want to be like Zane and book some time with me, go to AmazingWomenOfPower.com, AmazingWomenOfPower.com. Click on that little calendar where it says contact us. Book a time slot with me, only 10 to 20 minutes. We'll talk about where you are now compared to where you want to be, and owning your fabulosity and stepping out of your fear and having the confidence to interview the icons, people like Les Brown, Russell Simmons, Jack Canfield, Montel Williams, Lisa Nichols, Lisa Sasavage. They all been on my shows, and I know the secrets to getting them to say yes. My icon interview formula, you get it free just for booking time with me. Hi. And welcome, everyone. Thank you for sharing. We appreciate you. We got one more seat. Leslie, how you doing? You go by Leslie or Samuel? Is it Leslie?
I go by Leslie.
Leslie, how you doing, Leslie?
I'm doing well. So yesterday I was having a conversation with a friend on the phone. And he told me, man, you got to check out this Raven talk show maven girl, the lady on Blab. He was telling me that, you know, she's awesome. You know, the way she speaks, she keeps it flowing and so on. I'm here sitting down and I'm thinking, man, this is awesome, man. I love the energy, the enthusiasm.
Oh, thank you.
It's
thank
awesome.
you so much.
That's pretty much. Can't hear Leslie. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you good.
Oh, okay, cool. Just making sure because someone was saying that.
Check your volume, and for we hear you. They say they can hear you. But thank you so much for that. And I was sharing with them before you came on, Leslie, when I first got to doing Periscope, especially, and Blab, I was all over the place. I was seeing other people that had better voices, better this. I'm not comfortable on camera because I'm from radio and gotten older. So you know how us women are. And it took me a while. It took me a minute to be me. And then my husband, now I teach this, but who motivates the motivator, right? My husband, he told me, he said, Raven, just be you. Be the same you are on the radio. And stop, trying to compare yourself. And so you're on camera. So what? Just be you. And I had to own who I am, own my age, own that, and just remember to get out of my head and just get into my heart. So as long as we are just free to be us, and that's what we're talking about, Leslie, when we feel free to be us, that does help us step out of our fear to being fabulous, or I don't know, what's the word for guys? Because I know y'all can't resonate with probably the fabulous. What's a good word for the guys?
If we're talking to you, we'll go with fabulous.
Okay, let's go with fabulous, and that's what we want you to do. So I get a little cray-cray every now and then. I put my little money thing on, and I show people, how to rock it. Hold on, we got some music going too here.
Andrew's recommending the word stud for the men.
I was just about to say that. Stud.
Yeah. And we get to rocking it every now. Rock your radio talk. Oh, rock your interview talk. Oh, rock your blab talk. Woo. Yeah. You tune into Raven, the talk show, Maven, Queen of Blab, blabbing it up in here. I can show you how to put the ka-ching, ching, ching in those interviews so you can rock it and make some money all the way to the bank. Ka-ching, 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 ching, ching. Show you right. Absolutely. So it's all about keeping it real. It really is. So I appreciate that. So have you ever been stuck in fear?
Oh man, most definitely. A number of times. I mean, I can think of a number of examples. I left my job maybe about a year and a half ago. Not even a year and a half, less than that. I used to be a university professor, and I left my job to be a blogger. And I made the decision, and I was fine with it when I made the decision. But then, like 2 months before I left my job, I remember coming back from the lab because I teach in a lab. And I remember coming back from the lab, and all of a sudden I'm walking home and I'm thinking to myself, what in the world am I doing? I got a secure job, a good job. And now I'm talking about, I'm going to leave this and do blogging and podcasting. I'm the sole income for my family. My wife is at home with my son. Am I crazy? I mean, my business was doing all right, but it wasn't doing enough. And I just remember that one day walking to the car and just like freaking out, like, this is insane. I am stupid. This doesn't make any kind of sense. And I remember I went home and I needed to like deal with it in my mind. So I started making notes, and I actually ended up recording a podcast episode about it. And I started to look at, okay, what's the worst that can happen? Then I started to look at what's the best that can happen. And when I kind of went through it logically, all of a sudden I was like, you know what? I'm going to do this. I'm going to take that leap. And you know what? It might not be perfect, but this is what I'm doing, and it turned out well. So that feeling of, I'm talking about it right now, and I feel a little bit of that nervousness that I felt back then. I have no idea why, because things are fine right now. But yeah, that being stuck in fear thing, it can really hold you back.
Well, you know what? It is scary when you're talking about doing something wholeheartedly. You're going to jump on in. You don't want to halfway do it. You're not going to just put your toe in the water. You're going to jump all the way in. And it has to, and it's going to take you from getting a check to creating your own income. So how did you get past those fears? How did you get past the challenge? And Joe Burrows, I see you. Come on in here. He's one of my amazing hosts. Come on in if you can jump in.
So Raven, if you don't mind, I'm going to jump out and maybe.
Okay. Yeah, I don't want to hold you hostage. I'm talking. Yeah. Anytime you want to, all you got to do is exit out, just in case you know.
Well, thank you so much for your time today.
You're welcome. I look forward to talking to you.
I love your voice, by the way, dude.
Yeah,
Leslie, I appreciate it.
We just crowned you the voice of Blab. So when you go and do your go to your bio and put on their voice of Blab. Once I was crowned the Queen of Blab. And what I did is I immediately put that on there and go get that.
I'll go change it so it doesn't say.
No. Go to GoDaddy right now. Right now.
Oh,
and get voice of Blab.
And buy the okay.
Yeah. Yep. And that's the thing. We'll talk more about that when we chat.
All right.
Bye-bye. Hey, we got a lady in the house. Oh, I'm so excited. Hello.
So, what am I going to be crowned?
We're going to figure that out. Okay. Leslie, before we get started with Ola, is it Ola?
Yes, that's right.
Okay. Love you here, Ola.
Thank you.
I want you to tell us what was your biggest challenge that you had to face getting past your fear? No. Hold on one second, Ola. Leslie was just getting ready to tell us that before you jumped in.
Okay.
The biggest challenge was just, the doubt and overcoming that doubt, because sometimes you look at the circumstances and it doesn't look the way you want it to look, right? So when things aren't looking the way you want it to look, and when you think logically and everybody else is not going in the direction that you're trying to go, it's so easy to be overwhelmed with that fear. And that's exactly what I was dealing with at the time. So my biggest challenge was just that doubt, seeing that things aren't exactly where I wanted to be, knowing where I wanted to go, but just doubting that it's possible.
Yeah, doubting that it's possible. And what we got to understand is the impossible is possible. We just have to make it that way, Absolutely. So what are some things that you did to really make it happen?
Some of the things that I did, like I mentioned before, I literally had to sit down. When I came home, I sat down and I took out my laptop. I took out my laptop and I started just typing. I'm distracted by this guy up here, man.
Okay. I'm typing him down. Don't look at him. I got him muted, so keep going.
Okay, yeah. So just sitting down and kind of typing through
1978-02.
You can still hear him.
You can still hear him? Yeah. I muted him. You can
when
still
you
hear
mute him, you just mute him for you, but everybody else can hear him.
Okay, let me exit out then.
Yeah, okay. I would do.
Okay. Sorry about that. Okay, so go ahead.
I literally sat down and I started to think through what's going on in my mind. What am I doubting? What am I afraid of? And I started to write it all out. This is what I'm afraid of, not being able to feed my family, failing at what I'm going to do, not knowing, how much money I'll make when I leave my job, not knowing all of these different things. And then I started to think about, what's the best that can happen and what are the reasons why I think I should make it. And I looked at what I had done in the past, and I looked at what I had accomplished in the past and saw that, I knew what it took in order to, make money online, in order to grow my blog and so on, because I had done it before. And I looked at the possibilities that could come as a result for me going out there and taking that risk. And when I started to look at all the possibilities and then compare it to the few things that I was doubting about, it made the risk seem not as risky, because the potential, I believe in myself. I believe that I could do whatever I put my mind to do. And my wife and I felt like that's the way we were being led. That's the direction that we were being led in. So when I looked at all of the possibilities and I compared it to the doubts, the possibilities like far outweighed the doubts. And I just said, you know what? If I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it. I'm going to take the leap and I'm going to go and I'm going to see what happens. And it worked out well.
Hold on one second. Hey, Joe, I need you to watch your volume until I call on you, okay?
Okay. All right.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, because we could hear before. That's all. Okay, stay there, though. Okay, Leslie, but it took, here's the thing, guys, that what I love what Leslie is saying, it takes you stepping into your boldness. You just have to be courageous. And like you heard when he said he jumped into it. You have to jump into it. Go full force. in your heart. Remember, you're in your heart. You're not in your head. If you start, being in your head, you'll know it, because you'll be like, wonder what people think. Wonder if I should do this. What if I don't make money? Da 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 da. And it's one thing after another. You got to just keep out of your head and just go for it, and stop thinking about what's impossible, like Leslie talked about, and think about the possibility. That's when you want to get out that vision board. You want to create that vision board of the house and all the things you want. Focus on what you want and on the solution and not the problem. And if you do that, you will find that you're stepping out of your fear. That's stepping out of your fear, being fabulous. You're not worried about what other people say. You're not worried about what other people think. You are focused on your message. Your message is what's important and how it's going to change lives. That's what it is. And when you start doing that, that's why I love interviewing, because that takes me out of being me. I don't have to worry about coming up with the content. I'm just like, okay, well, let me reach out to Les Brown. And if he says yes, then I'm going to interview him. And he's the pro. He's the master of helping people. Let me bring them on and ask the question, zip it. That's what I do, Leslie. I ask a question, I zip it. I ask a question, I zip it. But if something resonates with me that he said really resonate with me, I don't have to worry about if I'm going to sound stupid coming back with a follow-up answer to him. All I got to do is speak from my heart and let it go and let it flow. Let it go and let it flow. Absolutely. Love it.
There was one more, now that I'm thinking through it, there was one more thing that I do. I kind of said it, but just to point it out, there's one more thing that I had to do. I had to acknowledge what I was afraid of, and I had to admit it. And I went the extra mile of not just admitting it to myself, and I shared it with the world and said, you know what, this is what I'm struggling. All right. So I'm aware of that reality. But then also now the possibility. So I think that acknowledging is a big part of what needs to be done.
Right. Hey, Joe, I don't know. We're hearing something in the background. I don't know if you're typing or something. Can you mute out your phone for a second? I want to bring you on, but we're hearing some disturbing noise in the background. And he's new to Blab. That's the only thing. When you come on, you almost got to make sure nothing. If you can hear something in the background, we can hear it. So I don't know.
Problem.
Sometimes it could be your.
I was trying to type and say I couldn't hear her.
Okay.
Just tap your screen and press the mute button.
Tap your screen and hit mute on your end, Joe.
Okay.
And watch the notes. I'm gonna call on you 1 second right after Ola. So just go for it, guys. If you wanted to say one final thing to people that are stuck in their fear, Leslie, and you can still stay with us, but if you can wanted to say one thing that you haven't said, I haven't said, that you think it's important to get people to move past their fear, to being fabulous, to being courageous, to being free to be them, what would it be?
I don't know any successful person that didn't have fear. But the difference between the successful people and the unsuccessful people is that they jumped. They decided, I'm going to go regardless of the fear. So the first thing is that it's normal. It's natural. We're all going to deal with fear at one point or the other. But it's those of us that say, you know what, I'm going to take the risk and I'm going to put myself out there. Those are the people that accomplish big things. So the fear is not a problem. It's the taking the risk, calculated risks, of course. Yeah. But don't be afraid to take those risks. That is where the magic happens.
Oh, love it. That's where the magic happens. Taking the risk. Risk.
Outside of the comfort zone.
Well, I'm glad you found me, man. Who was that recommended me?
Colin.
Colin. Yeah. Colin's hot. Yes, absolutely. He's definitely one of my listeners and fans. He interviewed me yesterday on his show.
He was telling me.
Yeah. So you got to go check it out.
Most definitely. Anyhow, I got to run and get some work done, but nice to meet you. And I'm sure we'll connect in the future.
Absolutely. We do the Rock Your Interview Talk every morning at 7 a.m. We air it live on Amazing Women of Power on Periscope in here. And then we hang out afterwards and talk about the topic. So I'll see you soon, my man.
All right. Take care.
Thank you for your insight. Joe, you're going to come on right after Ola. And anyone else want to jump in? We're talking about going from fear to fabulous. Just a quick commercial break, Ola, so you can grab some water if you want. I'm Raven, the talk show maven, known by many as the Queen of Blab, because I show you how to blab it up. and the cleaner interviews, because I show you how to take those interviews once you blab them up or scope them up and turn them into a book, turn them into an audio series, turn it into multiple streams of income. And we got one of my hosts and one of my longtime host and dear friend and client, Joe Burrows, and he'll be able to talk to you in a second. Wave, Joe, so they can see you. But now we're going to talk to Ola. And Joe, I'm going to unmute you, but just watch the noise, okay? And or you unmute yourself if you want. That's right, I didn't mute you. And Ola, hi.
Hello, how are you?
Oh, yeah. How you doing, girl?
I'm good. It's really weird because I don't know if you can see it, but your lips are not in sync with what you're saying. So I'm gonna reboot. So you got. Thank you. Here you go. Let me reboot. And then. Okay, is that better? Yeah.
Okay, good. Thank you for sharing me. It's kind of like nobody telling you don't have lipstick on. Yeah. Hold on, guys. Hold on. Hat right, girl. Hat right. Hair fluff.
All good.
All right. So, Ola, what do you got to say about the subject going from fear to fabulous?
I think, with me, I'm a photographer, first of all, from the UK.
Uh-huh.
And I think where I struggled, which I don't think I struggle as much anymore, was showing people like my worth. I was always scared to kind of go, well, for me to take your picture, it's this much money, and I'd always put a but, or I'd try to add like more stuff to the photo shoot before they'd even made their minds up whether they're going to pay my price. Whereas now, I show them the image. I talk about, the experience they're going to have. I tell my story, and, I don't struggle with like the price anymore because it is worth it. I had to go to university and study. I had to go to college. I had to buy my camera. I had to, do my research, find out what the trends are. I have to put quite a lot of work into it. It's not just, holding a camera and taking a picture. So, that's what I did struggle with. And I don't struggle with it as much. And I would say I struggled with like putting myself out there, being on the other side of the camera, doing things like Periscope and things like Blab.
Mm-hmm.
A few months ago, I was kind of like, oh, I'll do some videos, maybe, whereas like now it's just like, who cares? You can't change the way you look. So you might as well just put yourself out there, and, if people don't like it, they'll switch off. Oh, well, if you think about it, you didn't know they existed anyway. So it's not your loss.
Well, you're free to be you, and you got your talent, and you got this platform and scope and Blab to display your talent. I'm going to encourage you, because that's, what I do is, and by the way, love your voice. You got a beautiful voice. You should be interviewing people around your art, and you're on the streets, interview people about what you're taking photos on and their thoughts behind it, and put it together. You definitely need to reach out to me on amazingwomenofpower.com. And let me put that in there right now. And any of you that want to really talk about what you do and how to add and incorporate interviews with it, how to get past your fear to your power and step into your confidence, please book a session with me, amazingwomenofpower.com. Get my free icon interview formula just for showing up, and it teaches you how to investigate, connect, own, and get to the nitty gritty. It's free. We'll talk. I'll let you know if and how I can assist you. And if I can, I'll let you know how. And you have an option of saying yes or no. And even if you say no, you're going to walk away with that beautiful infographic. And that's what I use to stay on top and to ask for the great interviews that I get, and to make sure the interviews are amazing. So yeah, I definitely think with your voice and you done, and I applaud you for what you've done so far. I looked at your bio here, and I mean, the girl is rocking. You guys make sure you follow her. She's a creative concept photographer based 30 minutes from London, working with fashion. She works with beauty and anything that requires a creative mind. So, you know, you got to really work that. I can't wait to talk to you. Make sure you book some time.
I will do.
I've got some ideas already for you, but use that voice, girl.
Yeah, I actually set up a test yesterday, so I'm going to be doing some live photo shoots from my studio.
Okay.
So obviously I'll be interviewing the makeup artist, the model, and then you'll just see me doing a little bit of what I do from my studio.
That's going to be, that behind the scenes stuff.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And get some behind the scenes shots from them too, you know, exactly. Even if you go to other people's studios. So you're going to be amazing. I'm excited that you stopped on. You have a lovely, lovely voice. Can I follow it for a couple days?
It was lovely. It was lovely to meet you as well.
Yeah, make sure you stay plugged in. Rock Your Interview Talk is on every morning from 7 a.m. Pacific time, and every morning we have a different topic today. And I usually just see at night what I'm going to talk about. And what resonated with me last night from talking to a few of my clients is they were struggling with stepping out of their fear, doing their first scope, doing their first blab. And I just tell people, you know, just be you. Be free to be you. I can look at you and see that you are all about being free to be you. You own that, girl. You wear it well, and that we all can be. It time's out for people telling us how to wear our hair, how to dress, how to speak, how to talk. That's over with. It's our time to shine. Woo-hoo-hoo! And we are loving it. All right, girl. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you. Hey, everyone, before I bring my friend Joe on, Joe, you can unmute now. I want to say thank you for being here. Wow, we started off with just a couple. See, numbers don't matter. We've had 13 to 17 people in and out. We had the great Robert Stern come. So don't worry about the numbers. Joe, when you start out, if you have one, keep on talking, keep on talking, keep on going. And see, this is what I'm doing. Joe is one of my hosts. I own a radio station, Amazing Women of Power. I'm Raven, the talk show maven. I was recently branded by my listeners on Blab as the Queen of Blab. That's because I show you how to blab it up. And I've always been known as the Queen of Interview Conversion because I show people how to put that ka-ching, how to make money with their interviews once they do, and how to go out and have the confidence to ask for them. I was Blab for the first time yesterday, totally bombed. Glad I got that over with. That's okay. Christina, if you want to jump in, I'd love to talk to you about that. Come on in. And I want to welcome everyone. Periscopers, I love you. Thank you so much. I turned the camera, not because I'm trying to ignore you, but I want you to see the people that are on Blab. If you want to leave Periscope and come on over and talk to me, come on over. I'd love to see you and meet you. See your face too. Shoot, put you out there like I'm out here. Is my hat all right? Okay. So I'm going to turn you here. And for those of you on Blab, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for coming. I know a lot of you, it's your first time. You're like, who's this crazy gal? I'm Raven, the talk show maven. And also thank you, all of you that are listening to the replay. So we got Christina. I'm going to go to Joe, Christina, and then we're going to come to you, girl. You're looking fabulous over there. Thumbs up, thumbs up. I was on Monday and had no one for 30 minutes, ended with 21. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo. Coach Karn, can you come on in? Let's talk about that because, numbers, don't let the numbers scare you. Hey, Joe.
Hey, how you doing?
How you doing?
Man, I'm fantastic. Just Blab got some energy.
It got some energy. And then, you're going to be going through the course hopefully on Saturday. And just so you guys know, I own AmazingWomenOfPower.com, AWOPTalk247.com. Joe's been with me, going on 3 years now, Joe?
Yeah, 2012? Yeah.
Yep, since 2012. He's one of my amazing men of power. And we're going to be showing them how to use Scope and how to use Blab. And so I'm really excited about that. And so I want you guys to know that you don't have to have it all right. You don't have to dot the I's and cross the T's, just dive on in. What I did, because I pride myself on being a leader for my hosts, is I dived in and I figured it out. I failed forward it, and you figured out what worked, figured out what didn't work. Let's see, I think he has 2 windows open. Do you have 2 windows open, Joe?
I don't think so. I just have.
No. Okay, there again. I got you, George. Yeah. Okay. And so, and that's what I encourage other people to do. Just jump in. Stop trying to figure it out. So I'm going to be taking Joe and about 25 of our other hosts through the program on Saturday. So you'll start. You want to follow him now because I'm telling you, he knows his stuff. He knows his stuff. So Joe, we're talking about going from fear to fabulous. What's your thoughts on that?
Well, you know what? As I sit here listening to you guys, that's an interesting topic, from fear to fabulous. You know, I heard this quote once from Mark Twain. He said, "I got enough money to give people what they want. A lot of people don't know what they want." And so I think part of the fear sometimes is understanding exactly what your purpose is and exactly what you want. Because if you know exactly what you want and can clearly see it and define it, and it's not a whole lot that'll stop you. Maybe you don't have the mechanics down on how to get there, but it'll be enough passion, enough behind you to actually move you forward. And then things will start coming into your life. And I can definitely speak to that in 2012 when I met you, the lady with the fabulous hat. That's how I identified you. You had a white hat on. You had on white. I said, I need to go talk to this lady. I need to take a picture with her because this is possibly destiny in the making. Let me see about this lady. So it just happened. And then you asked this question, Raven. You said, Joe, you called me up, I think like 48 hours later, maybe 3 days later. And you said, Joe, this is Raven. I said, hey, Raven. And you said to me, you just asked the question, Joe, have you ever wanted to maybe extend the power, extend your message through the power of your voice?
Yep.
And, timing is everything. When you start to define what you want, but you don't know what tool is going to come to you, what angel is going to come to you. Something told me just to say yes. And so, yeah, I was a little fearful because, I'm not used to talking on radio. I mean, that's weird, but I said, tell me more. And then you begin to explain, and I was sold. I was sold because I knew, all right, it's starting. Things are starting to come to me. All right, I can move away from the fear. I can walk through it a little bit, a little quicker, a little bit more swifter, get through the end and where I need to be and make this a journey. Once you start turning fear into a journey, it becomes exciting. All right, what's next? Sometimes you just gotta, flip the picture a little bit, change the perspective. Maybe it's not fear. Maybe it's just a journey. Let it be fun. Let it be mysterious, and enjoy the ride. Enjoy the journey.
Enjoy the journey. And that's what it is. It is a journey. Now, Joe, he's been with me for a while now. He's also a client. We've gotten through a couple things that we worked on together. But guess that, you know what? He got through it. And just this June, we crowned him as the Amazing Men of Power Host of the Year. Woo-hoo-hoo! Yeah, on my radio station, Amazing Women of Power, he is our Amazing Man of Power for the year. So congratulations again. And just for those people that don't know me and don't know, and then we're going to go to you, Christina, don't know all about this interview stuff. Talk about interviews real quickly. A couple things that we had to get past, and what's it been like now that you've, gotten some of my insider secrets and you're really knowing how to work it?
Well, I would say this, the value that you're going to get from Ray being on the show itself is being associated with the people that she has been associated with. Raven was a forerunner that went out and did the asking and got the yeses. She went through the no's. So we can leverage that because she has numerous talk show, numerous hosts that's been on that of quality people that are, that are known in the world. Lou Gossett Jr., they're just numerous. Montel Williams, even if you could ever tell the story on how you got Russell Simmons.
Oh my God, I have to tell him that. At Lumine, thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. So through that, being able to be associated with her made all the difference in the world. But let me tell you, this show has grown. It has evolved, at least from 2012 since I started. the things that she's done. She's innovative. And what she shows you is how to take your talk to cash. So she has a talk to cash system to where you can use the power of your voice and begin to monetize it. So she has a mastermind series that she does just about every Monday, and an elite mastermind, and those areas, strategies and tips that will allow you to take what you already have, what's already in your belly, with your message, and begin to monetize it for people to hear and to use. So I've been to 2 of her red carpet events. I've been to her Talk to Cash seminar. I've been to anything that I can have, because I would say that the amazing women of power is the gift that keeps on giving, and you're going to continue to learn. If you're a student of learning, I'm telling you, once the student is ready, the teacher will appear, and that's who she is. So I'm telling you, it's grown. I'm just looking at, I'm a shiny object guy. Why I got 1122? What is that?
Props. Because they love what you're saying. They give us props. I'm going to give Christina props because she's been sitting here. So let's all blast Christina because she's next. Woo! Yeah, so when they like you, they give you props. And on Periscope, they give you hearts. Hey, guys, if you're enjoying this, give us some hearts over there. Yeah, on Periscope. But yeah, Joe, and guys, I just wanted you to hear a little bit, because I know a lot of you, you hear me say book some time with me, but that all starts when we get together and I can see what it is that's your passion. I don't look at what's my passion, what it is your passion, and how we can use your voice and the power of your voice and your heartfelt message to get it out to the world. And then we look at how we can incorporate interviews on it, because my mentor, Alex Mendozian, says the quickest way to become an expert is to interview experts. I think of him and Zig Ziglar with, if you help enough people get what they want, you'll get what you want. So those have been my 2 strongest things that I lean on. And I just recently interviewed Bob Berg, and he says, be a go-giver. So concentrate on giving from your heart, getting your message out. Don't worry about the numbers. Someone, I forget who was saying that they started off, and I asked them if they could jump in. Lots of props to Christina. Yeah. That they said that they started off with, I think, 1 or 2, and they ended up with 21 people in the room. And I forget who said that, but yeah, that's the whole thing. Don't worry about the numbers. Numbers will get you in your head, and you'll start fearing. And well, maybe people don't like me. Maybe maybe they're not. Maybe stop all that. Stop the madness. Just get out there and do your thing. I'm going to hold that thought, Joe. And if anyone else wants to jump on in. I want to thank all the people listening to the replay. Christina, you are next. Thank you for being patient. And thank you, Periscopers and Blabbers, for being here. I'm Raven, a talk show maven, branded recently by my listeners and followers as the Queen of Blab, because I show you how to blab it up. Always been known as the Queen of Interview Conversion, because I show you how to make money with your interviews. So Christina, hi, welcome.
Hi, thanks for having me on.
You're welcome. Thanks for your patience. So how you doing?
I'm doing good. I have had a Blab account for, I don't know, since it started, when I started a Periscope account. And for some reason, Periscope was easier. I got on Periscope, but I don't like talking at a screen, and waiting for people to type out their answers was just a little... it's a little too painful for me. And I have Sean, Success Sean, if you can go and follow him. He's amazing. And you've probably seen him on Blab if he's not on here already. And yesterday he talked to me. He's like, you know what? You should really be on Blab. If you don't like talking at a screen, then you should be getting on Blab. I did. I tried to do a Blab. Unfortunately, I kind of approached it like Periscope. So I just okay, I'm talking in this. I don't know what I'm supposed to do. But then I got on someone else's Blab and okay, I got it. So it's cool.
Good for you.
Yeah, Sean is amazing.
Yeah, good for you. I have to check him out. How does one get past the numbers a block that get stuck in their heads and just move forward? Okay, I love that. Add Justro. Thomas, can you step on in? Love to chat with you. And if not, I'm going to deal with that question in 1 second. So if you had an opportunity to ask me what you do, anything you wanted to about getting past Fear and Fabulous now that you're on, what comes to mind? And then we're going to get on your question at Jestro.
I think the biggest factor is the imposter syndrome. It's like I'm just me, and I think it's a recurring I have my own personal reasons, but I think a lot of women in general, but a lot of entrepreneurs have that imposter syndrome. Like, who am I? What do I have to say that people, first of all, are going to listen to? And secondly, as we move into our business, it's like, what are people going to pay to hear me say? I have all this stuff in my head, but are people going to trade their money for what's in here? I don't know.
Okay. Well, here's the thing. Don't even think about that. When you start thinking like that, you're getting too much in your head. And you heard me speak before, Christina, that I want you to just right now, just close your eyes, and I want you to sit in your chair. Do this with me. Just humor with me. Okay. And hold on 1 second. I lost you guys. Okay. So I want you to just close your eyes, take a deep breath, inhale. And everybody else, I want you to sit in your seat, and I want you to ground yourself. Sit back. I'm going to do it too. Sit back in your chair. And I want you to just let your feet just be planted into the floor. And inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. And what I want you to do, Christina, is just keep your eyes closed, babe. And I want you to visualize yourself sitting in CNN, MSNBC, CBS, in that power chair, that big power chair. And you're in this huge studio, and millions of people are listening to you. And so you are about to start your show. You know your message, because this is your heart-centered, heartfelt message. And it's the message that if it was your last days on earth, you want to get out. You want to change somebody's life. And I just want you to feel the power within that you have. Take a deep breath, inhale it, exhale, and I want you to own this moment. Own this moment. This is your time to shine. Your engineer is counting down in your ear, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, telling you only have a few seconds before you go on. And he's telling you, now you're on. I want you to open your eyes and feel that power, feel that strength. Step into your boldness. Now, if you're on CNN, MSNBC, CBS, you're going to bring it, aren't you? You're going to bring it. Yeah. You're going to bring it back time. You're not going to be in your head. You're going to be in your heart. You're going to be focusing on the message that you have to bring to your audience. Every time you get ready to do your show on Blab or Periscope, that's what I want you to think about.
Love that. Great visual.
Put you into your boldness. Joe will tell you that's what I teach them from the beginning. When we first launched Amazing Women of Power, when we first launched it, that's what I told everybody to do. That's one of my 5 keys to, unleashing the power within, is you got to own your space. And for us that have Periscopes, and we have Blabs, and we have podcasts and radio shows, we've got to stop thinking. I have a course called Kitchen Table Radio, but that's just to show you the simplicity as far as the technology. But you don't want to think that you have a home studio. You don't want to think, I got a kitchen table radio. You want to think, I have a platform that has the possibility to reach millions. I can change millions of people's lives. And so you want to sit in that power like you're in one of the big studios. Own it, own your message, own your platform, control your message, and just speak with all the power within. Doesn't matter the amount of people that show up. As long as you push record, if nothing else and no one shows up, you have a product that you can turn into cash. That's what you want to focus on, the good things, focus on the possibilities and not what you don't have.
Very true.
Okay.
Very true.
And I know that, you're a woman that knows where you're going. So all you got to do is just focus on that, get on Blab, and just, go with it. Go with your message, stay in your heart. And if you got 1 people, 2 people, don't worry, babe. Just make sure you hit that record button. Because afterwards, you want to go back and listen and say, okay, wow, this is a great message. I'm going to use this. When people go to get on my newsletter, they can download and get this free audio. There's always ways you can use it, okay? And I want to invite you, like I invited everyone else, go to amazingwomenofpower.com. If you can type that in, amazingwomenofpower.com, click on my schedule, schedule some time with me. Let's really talk about your message. I want to find out more about what you do and how we can incorporate interviews and how we can put the wow into the platform for you. And if all else fails, you'll get my free Icon interview formula. Yeah. All righty.
Thank you.
Yeah. Anything else you want to add to the topic? Because you're welcome to stay. And if anyone else wants to come in, thank you, Aunt Kathy Roach. She says powerful advice. Raven, love it. And Ash Karen, she's going to do that. Great, great, great. And yeah, always picture yourself in that power chair. And also, Ola, you had asked, you had said that you can add a note in the comment space to say, oh, okay. Okay, yeah, thanks for subscribing and thanks for tweeting me. Appreciate that as well. I'm just kind of looking at some of the comments. Yes, Ola was telling someone to jump on in and get some feedback from me. So come on and jump in at Coach Karen. Anyone that has a question, come on in. It's kind of hard. This thread goes so fast. I don't want to miss anyone. Here goes one. How does one get past the numbers block and get stuck in one's head and just move forward? I have no mic and cam on the computer. Okay, that's why you can't come in, Justin. Okay, no problem. Well, we kind of talked about that. The best way to do it, number one, is to own your space, own your message, own the message you have inside. Don't think about you. Don't think about everybody else. Just think about the message you have inside and how bad you want to get it out. And you're the leader that someone is looking for, but they just don't know where to find you. So now you have this awesome platform, Periscope, and you have this awesome platform, Blab. And so they will find you if you just keep showing up. Just keep showing up. Just keep showing up. Don't worry about nothing. You just keep showing up. Get there, nobody's there. Push record, share your message. And you'll see people will start coming. You keep sharing that little bird until somebody is coming. You keep showing up. You keep sharing your message. You keep speaking from your heart, speaking from your gut, speaking from your soul. And the right people will get that message. You don't have to have a lot of numbers. Stop dwelling on the fact that you don't have 1,000, 5,000, all these hearts and stuff that people get, all the people on Twitter. Don't worry about that. I'm telling you, it will keep you stuck in your head. You got to just focus on your message. Focus on that you got something that you have to share with people that is itching. You got to get it out. You got to get it out. And you know that there's somebody that needs to hear it. You don't know who. You don't know who. You don't even really have to care about who. Just know that if you keep showing up, despite the odds, despite, boom, something knocks you down. You pop back up again. Boom, something knocks you out. You pop back down again. You have got to keep going, guys. And don't give up on your message, on your passion, on your purpose. What do you guys say about that, Christina?
I completely agree. I would add to that is finding the proper platform that works for you. And so, you know, I've been trying. It's like this white knuckling, right? We call it white knuckling. It's like, oh, I got to do Periscope because everyone says I should be doing it, and it's not feeling right. Same thing with Twitter. For some reason, it's too fast. It's just, yeah, I'm on there because I have to be, but places like Facebook and Blab where I get to connect, because connection for me is important. And so I would recommend that anyone, like, marketing is telling people what you do over and over again. And how you say that thing over and over again will depend greatly on your audience, depend on, you know, your technology, your abilities. So find like that platform that works for you. And if it's not audio, if it's written, then do that. Write blogs, write, do more writing. If speaking is your thing, do more speaking. If getting in front of people is your thing, get in front of people. Gosh darn it. So yeah, that's my little soapbox moment.
Darn it, for real, you get some props on that one. I ain't heard that in a while. Gosh darn it. That's keeping it real, being free to be heard. Go ahead and say that again, girl. Gosh darn it. Yeah.
Gosh darn it. Just do it.
Just do it. Hey, Omar, jump on in, Omar. Come on in, Omar. Yeah, so absolutely. You just get in there and you just do it. And like she said, don't worry about it. Find a platform that works for you. You're so right. Periscopers, I love you. I love you, but you guys don't act like you love me all the time. Blab people do. So I do my Periscope. I have it on. I welcome them. But I keep showing up on Blab because that's what's working for me. And it's okay. I love you guys. And I know you'll get used to my wackiness. But, just wherever it's going to work for you. I want to include them because I know they need this message too. And, I'll grow on them. Ask my husband. I have a tendency of growing on enough to where he asked me to marry him. So you will grow on them, but you just got to be free to be you. Find that platform, write, speak, just get your message out. Guys, life is so precious. Oh my God. Every now and then something happens to where you really start thinking about, wow, life is so precious. I cannot put off tomorrow what I can do today. Think about it, guys. We were lucky to wake up and get up and we can show up big time in our life, in our niche. And somebody didn't wake up this morning. Some bodies didn't wake up this morning. We don't know. And I be wanting to talk about this, but at the same time, don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to be a scare tactic. I just want people to understand this is real. We're only promised the moment we're in. So you have got to get your message out. You can't sit on it anymore, worried about what people are going to say. Get out of fear, move into your boldness, your courageousness, be unstoppable so you can be fabulous. Own all of this. Whatever all of this is, own it. It's you. Be the authentic you. Right, Christina? Hello. Absolutely. Maytar, how are you?
Hello, how are you? I am fine. And what about you?
I'm doing good.
Yan, tagil lang siya ro. Hehe.
Okay, we can't hear you. Are you talking to us? Oh, okay. We're going to have to let you guys go. I don't know what's up. We're locking the seat. Lock the doors. Anybody else want to get in that's got something to say? Creeps. Yeah, really. That's the first time that happened to me. Okay. They're going to come.
Oh, you're official now.
I'm official now.
You're official now.
Even in the daytime. Yeah. I mean, what do you see after that?
We didn't see anything. Even that's what we say.
You trolls, you bad.
We saw nothing, right, ladies? We saw nothing.
I'm like, even in the daytime, I had to block too. Oh, really? Wow, this is so funny. Let's see. Unfortunately, trolls room to room all the time. Oh, he does. Okay, well, thank you for telling me. Now, you guys remember him. What's his name? Maytar. I will have to go back, find him, and block him. And if somebody can send that to, what do you call it? I think it's @help. Can somebody send that to @help? We got it, because they're trying to keep up with these different people. Yeah, so that they can stop their account and stuff, because that sucks. Okay, and I'll go back and do that too. Well, guys, I'm going to open it up to see for one or two more people. If you want to jump in, we'd love to hear your hello, Helen. Hello, everyone. We'd love to hear your comment on this. We're talking about going from fear to fabulous. We're getting ready to wrap it up in our last couple minutes. Anything you want to close out with saying, Christina?
My mantra is do what you can with what you have.
Mm-hmm.
That's my message.
I'm saying that again. I'm sorry. I was distracted. Say that one more time.
Do what you can with what you have. And now, do it now.
Yeah, do it now. We have a saying that called, don't wait to be great, do it now. Do what you can with what you have. Did you guys get that? And she says, Jestro Thomas says, yes, that was awesome what you said. Key thing that she said is with what you have. In other words, everything you have inside of you is enough. Is enough. Stop waiting to be great. Do it now. You have the greatness inside of you. I sound like Tony Robbins. You have greatness inside of you. Or is that Les Brown? You know what, guys? You do. I do. We do. So feel free to be you and unleash it. Well said, Christina. You're welcome to stay if you want to. You can exit out. Hugs to you. Thank you for being here, Christina. Is this your first time being on one of my blabs?
On yours, yes. So it's like my second official day on Blab. So
awesome. Well, you're going to come back, hopefully. This is the Rock Your Interview Talk. I teach people how to interview, how to step into their confidence, and how to create products. So come on back anytime.
Well, we're going to need to talk. Because you're right up my alley.
Okay, good. So go to amazingwomenofpower.com, type that in, and click some time with me and get some free time because I'm going out of town the week after next for the summit. So I'm trying to get all the people in for these free sessions as possible. So you can get your icon interview formula, amazingwomenofpower.com. Okay?
Thank you.
All right. Bye-bye. Hello. Is it Hatrick? Okay. Hold on 1 second. I've got Karen before you and then you. Okay?
I can read. I'll listen. I'm happy to listen when she wants to go in.
Okay, thank you for being in. Hello, Richardson. Everyone else, hello and welcome. I'm Raven, a talk show maven, known by many as the Queen of Blab because I show you how to blab it up, and the Queen of Interview version because I show you how to take those blabs, take those interviews, and turn it into some serious money. Ka-ching, 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 ching, ching. Want to welcome my Periscopers, Amazing Women of Power hosts, and my blabbers. Thank you so much for being here, and thank you for those listening to the replay. So, hello, Miss Karen. How you doing?
Hello. I'm good.
Welcome. So we're talking about going from fear to fabulous. You got an insight, you have a question, or what do you want to share?
Just a comment. I don't know what it is. And morning, my name is Karen. I'm a talker, but I found myself like stumbling just over what I wanted to do. I know what I wanted to do, but I feel myself hesitating to put it out there because for some reason I'm thinking it's not where I want it to be. My course is not right yet. It's not set up right. I keep going back and forth. And that's what I keep doing myself. So this morning, I went to a networking meeting, and when I was finished, I just got out and I thought, you know what, I'm just going to get it done. I'm going to get it out there, and I will go and tweak it as need be. So I was just peeping in on some blogs before I put pen to paper and just get some things organized and moving because it just has to be done. I could not pass this year with those just hanging around. No, they're not going over to 2016. They're getting done.
Yeah. And, here's the thing. You got a great voice. I'm sure you heard people tell you that. You got a powerful, strong voice. So just use your voice and use that message inside. What's your dearest, most have to get out message that you feel you have? I'm asking you that.
I think the biggest one that always just bugs me, and I just want people to know about it. And I guess I keep telling myself it's simple, but at the same time, I see people struggle with it, is budgeting, getting things on the move, letting money stop them from moving forward, getting them in a position where somewhere in their head, they know they can make the income, but they don't see themselves or don't think the product is good enough to make the money. So I help people budget themselves towards their greatness. And I help them also with overwhelm because I find it go hand in hand. So that's really my big message. If anything, I would want to line people up with knowing where their money goes, know how to let what they have right now work for them and get them to where they want to be.
Oh, awesome. Well, that's a strong message, and people need you, especially during this time. And let me tell you why. As you know, Karen, people are losing their jobs. People are starting their businesses, and they love what they do, but they can't figure out how to make the money. And if you have a formula and a system that can help them, you got to own that you have that. If one person shows up, you got to give it 200, 300% and just go with it. Go ahead and type your link in there so people can follow you and check your site out. Feel free to do that. And let me ask you this. What's your biggest question that you have for me that you'd like for me to answer that will help you even be more fabulous than you are now?
Well, I guess my biggest question would be how I make this all possible, because I don't have a site yet. I'm now in the works of that. So everything goes to my email, and I'm in the process of getting lead pages or stuff. But what would I do immediately with none of that in place as we speak?
Okay, so you don't have a website in place right now, right? All you have to do is show up on Blab and send them to a 800 number. You can get call 8, KALL8, where they can call and leave their phone number and their website and book a session with you. You know, you don't have to have all that. I know a millionaire that still today does not have a business card. And he used to tell us years ago, and I'm going to, Hatred, you could come on and comment after this. And you got everything you need. Remember what we just said you already have inside. Christina said it, you know, that go with what you already have is good enough. And the other stuff will come when it's time for it to come. But people are going to show up on Blab. You just keep delivering your message. And then you say, hey, if anyone wants to have some time with me, you know, you need some extra help, give me a call at such and such, and we can talk about it. You have everything you need. Just go out there. I put in my link, amazingwomenofpower.com. First thing I'm going to recommend is go now, right now, click on there, and there's a pop-up calendar. And if you see that, go ahead and book some time with me. And let me find out a little bit more behind the scenes on what you do, and really find out where your pain is. And we'll talk about closing that gap and how to get you from where you are now to where you ultimately want to be. I'll take you through a series of process of questions. It's free. Normally I charge $597 for these one-on-one sessions, but they are free. And I'll let you know if and how I can help you. If I can, I'll give you a couple options to fit your budget. Go with the one that's right for you and we'll move forward. If not, the worst that can happen is you're going to walk away with my free interview icon formula. Have you started interviewing yet? Have you started interviewing experts yet as part of what you do?
Well, I just started. My first blog was Monday. So I had a few people came on board and someone interviewed me Monday night. So I did things.
Well, good. Absolutely.
That was my first.
Well, good. Well, I'm glad I'm catching you when you first started, because I definitely want to talk to you, because the quickest way to become a world-renowned expert, a household name, is to interview other experts. And so that's one of the things we'll talk about, how you can incorporate it, how often you should, who you should interview and stuff. So go now and go ahead and book some time with me. It doesn't have to be today, but try to get it in this week, and let's chat more. Okay. All right. I applaud you for what you're doing, stepping out there. Now you got to do that second and that third. But I want to catch you early on before you, so that I can help you in, creating a powerful platform, not just a platform, but a movement, something that's going to change lives and help these people. And this is why I'm gifting you guys these one-on-one sessions. I want to catch you before you start doing a bunch, before you get set in your old ways, and we can get things going. Okay. Hello, Hedrick. How you doing?
Good, thanks. Yourself?
I'm doing wonderful. They're doing wonderful. So what do you have to add to our topic of going from fear to fabulous, or question? How can I assist you? And let's start off, first of all, let's all give Karen some props, and then let's give Hatred some props. Go ahead, Hatred.
What I was doing is I was just actually, when I was listening, I can actually help. I can help Karen, Karen Fern. It's the same. She's got the same name. The Fern is the same name as my niece. But anyway, I can help her out regarding website stuff. I could do that. So and plus, I also do a podcast like yourself. So it's just nice to listen to be able to offer some support to other people on Blab. Doesn't matter if you're in different parts of the world, you know.
Absolutely. Well, make sure you follow him, Karen, and reach out to him. So we're talking about going from fear to fabulous. What are some things that you can add to this, since you're already a podcaster? And if you have any questions for me, be sure and let me know too. I'm here. I'm just going to check on my station real quick. Okay, good. We're good. Heidi's on. Okay.
So, if you want, you can check in your station. I'll just quickly ask Karen.
Okay, bye-bye. I'm hopping off.
You sure?
Yeah, I'm back. I'm back. Go ahead. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Oh, she's gone. Oh, well. I was going to ask her some questions, but she's disappeared.
Well, no, you want to have her, get in contact with you, and then you guys can, talk about it. That's what I would recommend afterwards.
Yeah, I know. It's probably the best way. It's, yeah, she's still here. She's listening. If you want, give us a shout. You follow me back on Twitter, please, and we can sort out something, and I can have a chat with you and help you out as best I can if that's any use to you. And I can talk to you regarding website stuff, and I can recommend somebody. And because we're getting a website built at the present by my website guy, But even though we're in Scotland, I've been passing business to him from people already from other blabbers around the world. So I've been linking him up. So, and he'll save you. Yeah, we'll help you, look after you. Okay. So Raven, how are you keeping?
I'm doing good. Any questions I can help you with in regards to interviews or making your platform any more powerful, or anything you want to share on the subject of going from fear to fabulous? Because that's what we're talking about.
Oh, I suppose I enjoy doing interviews. I just get on with it, really. I suppose it's always good to get some constructive criticism from listening to some of the podcasts you've done. That would probably be the best way. I think if you could, I suppose it's different. Everyone interviews differently, and getting some constructive criticism by people listening to our podcast show is always going to help to go forward. You know.
Mm-hmm. Well, what is when you interview? What do you feel like your biggest challenges, or do you feel like you're happy with what you're doing? And it's fine if you do. You're in the seat now, so I'm trying to keep everything.
I'm quite happy to go with the flow. I try and find out as much. I mean, sometimes I've done the off the cuff interview. So you kind of just try to keep the conversation flowing and asking questions and listening, thinking about the next question as the question you just asked is being answered. Try to get as much information as out of the person you're interviewing as possible. And so that's what I try and do, and I try and just and I've also had interviews that I've prepped before. I think that's what's important. Sometimes you can do a bit off the cuff, but hey, you're just going to kind of do it and take it from there. But no, I'll try. I did an interview with somebody on recently, but Blab, my interview got stuck, so I haven't received the file yet, which I'm a bit annoyed at. So I may have to re-interview the person again, which is rather frustrating.
Oh no, that sucks.
It does suck. Yeah, it's a bit of a pain in the left nostril, but hey, such is life. But no, I'll try and do that. I'll try and do it again if I don't get it. So hey, but maybe I'll give me a bit, instead of doing off the cuff, I can maybe read her book and I can do a little bit of research and redo the interview and make it a bit better. But hey, that's the way it goes, you know. But no, I enjoy interviewing people. I think it's good fun. I think it's good, especially with I've met a few people in here I just need to hook up with because their stories are fascinating and they're really powerful, hitting stories about their life and what's their lives have, how they've changed their life from being in a really dark place to something extremely better and more positive, you know.
Mm-hmm. So we're talking about going from fear to fabulous. Why don't we just start here? Why don't you give us 2 of your favorite tips that will help people step into their power and step away from their fear and be fabulous? I
would say don't worry about making mistakes, because that's how you learn. You're going to make mistakes. You're going to fall. We're all going to make mistakes. That's how you learn. And don't be afraid to take constructive criticism on people trying to help. All they want to do is help make better.
Yeah.
Because I in business, I don't just do podcasts. I run a business, and I had somebody who mentored me, who did the same business, who I learned a lot from. He gave me almost like a verbal rollicking, a verbal telling off several times, quite bluntly. But it's not to hurt me, and sometimes it does hurt, but it's there to make you better, and that's how a good teaching way. I'm not here to patronize you. I'm here to make you better. I'm here to use the skills that I know, teach you in a way that you can make you better in a way, and that's all it is. People are just there to make you better, and you have to take in business. Pardon the pun, but you have to grow a set of balls, basically, in business. If you don't have a set of balls, you'll struggle. You have to grow a set of balls to get on with business. If you can't take the hard knocks in business, you'll struggle. And I know it's hard. Hey, business is a big bad world out there, and you have to kind of keep going forward. And you have to listen to people, take it on board, and try and use it if you can. Use the people who are willing to help you for free, and things like that. And that's what you have to do to go forward in business, you know.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, those are some great tips that you gave, and I recommend everybody remember that, constructive criticism's okay. It doesn't mean for you to be bad on yourself. We all thrive to be better, for sure. And, just jump in there and do it. Be sure to follow him and check out his podcast, and just don't worry about what I do, what he does, what Robert Stern does, or Periscope Ryan, or anybody. Just do you. Be free to do you. Everybody has their own tone of voice. Everybody has their own message. Everybody has their own style. That's called authenticity. That's the authentic you. That's something we all can be proud of. Imagine if we were all the same. How boring would these scopes and blabs and these radio shows and podcasts be? I think that's the beautiful thing about it. We are all free to be us. We're all to just, people are going to resonate with us. Some people are not. It's okay. The main thing is your message and just doing you and being free to be you. So go out there and do it. Thanks a lot, Hatrick. I appreciate you jumping in.
No problem. I'll let somebody else pop in.
Okay. We're going to probably just wrap up. I can take one or two more. I see people are kind of dwindling out. So that's always a sign that we probably have ran this topic to the core. So last call for alcohol. No, I'm just kidding. Last call for anyone that wants to jump in and have anything else they want to say. Free to be you and me. Love it. Love it. Hey there, JK. And we got one more seat open if someone that hasn't joined us can jump in. I don't know, Omar, if you're still available. Robert, I know you said you couldn't be in. Let's see. Who else we have? At George and at Denlin. So anyone that wants to jump in, come on in. Real quick commercial. I'm Raven, the talk show maven, founder of Amazing Women of Power, world's leading positive programming network. Be sure to go to amazingwomenofpower.com and book your free session with me. And let's talk about where you are now compared to where you want to be with interviewing, with stepping from fear to fabulous, and being unstoppable in your journey, having your confidence, being clear your message. I can help you with all that. So go to amazingwomenofpower.com and book your session with me for free, and to get your icon interview formula, teach you how to investigate, connect, own, and get to the nitty gritty. Yes, my nails are coming off. I need to get some. Yeah, for sure. Hey, Omar is here. And, I want to welcome all of the Periscopers, first of all. Thank you for being here. I turn you toward the screen because I want you to see the people that are in our Blab seat. And also, I want you guys to follow me on Blab next time so you can join us here. I always put the link in here. Hey, Omar, watch you mute out for a second. Yeah, mute out for one quick second. We're going to go to Jay and then you. I want to thank all the blabbers and everybody that listened to the replay on Periscope and Blab and Amazing Women of Power, my network. Thank you for being here. I'm Raven, the talk show maven, known by many, thanks to Omar, as the Queen of Blab, the Queen of Blab, the Queen of Blab. That's because I can teach you how to blab it up, and then also Queen of Interview Conversion, because I show you how to turn those interviews into some serious money. Absolutely. So we're going to go to Jay, and then we're going to come to you. Okay, Omar? So Jay, what about this subject? Are you loving it? Going from fear to fabulous? Is that cool or what?
I'm loving the title. Can you hear me clearly?
We can hear you great.
Brilliant. Thanks for thanks for having me on the hot seat. I was just here.
Glad to be here. Love your voice.
Thank you very much. I was just here doing some work, and I thought, rather than just be on the sidelines, let me jump in and say hi and just say I thank you so much for putting this particular show on, because it really resonates with me. Because I feel personally that I've been going like lots of ups and downs, especially over the last month. I went away to Brazil and had some great plans of when I came back from Brazil to hit the ground running with getting my business up and running. But unfortunately, I had 2 deaths in the family, literally back to back in the last 30 days. And so now it's about me getting myself back in the game, and also being kind to myself in the process, and knowing that it's actually okay to grieve. But at the same time, as an entrepreneur and I work for myself, I need to get back in the game. Sort of thing.
Oh my God. Well, first of all, let me applaud you. Applaud you both ways. Let's all give her some props all at one time. Come on, Omar.
Haven't done anything.
Because she is here, and we want, that is so huge. Omar, we lost you. Okay. So yeah, if you can give her some props, because it's all about showing up. And you're so right, my friend. First of all, let me say my deepest heartfelt condolences for your loss, and 2 back to back. Hey Mabel, welcome. That has to be hard, but even though our life and things can be really dark in our life, we've got to look for that little itty bitty glimmer of hope. There's that little glimmer of light, and we got to stay on the track of that light and push ourselves from our pain, from all that pain of losing a loved one. Oh my God, it's so devastating. And I know, you know, when we think about it, how can I push past that? And I'm sure you even felt guilty, because I've been in that situation, losing my mom and stuff. You almost feel guilty that you're still here, you know, and that they lost their life, you know, and you start feeling guilty being at the movies, guilty doing this, guilty doing that, but you are still here. And you're right, you have to keep on. You have to keep, you know, showing up big time in your business despite, but you also have to allow yourself that grief time.
Yeah.
So my thing to do is allow yourself to grieve. You'll never forget. It never goes away. It'll come back sometime. I think just the other day I woke up, Jay, and I was like, I want my mom and dad. I was almost like a kid because I don't have my mom and dad anymore. I was in tears. I was like, I just had to scream it out. Once I screamed it out, things got better, but I just had to say, I want my mom and dad. I miss my mom and dad. Sometimes you just have to shout it out. You have to have that ugly cry that Oprah's known to talk about. I have it all the time. And let it go and honor what you go through. But yes, I applaud you big time. In fact, let me stand up and give you a standing ovation, because it is not easy to keep on pushing on. But you got to do it. I applaud you for doing it. And, you know, feel free to go to amazingwomenofpower.com. Let's have a talk. Let me share some of what I use to help me. And I'll just share one without you having going there. And I actually really shared two. Number one, shout it out. Let it come out. Speak it out. It's okay. Yell, scream, whatever you have to do, curse, whatever you have to do, because you do want to let it out. You don't want to let it just, you know, stay there, because that's when sickness and stuff kick in. You got to let it out. And let yourself, I don't care if you stay in bed, flip the channels, eat bonbons, whatever it is that lets you, you know, feel like, okay, I'm okay. I can handle this. Sometimes for me, I just got to cuddle up and watch The Housewives, see somebody beat somebody in the head or something. I don't know. and whatever it is, you know, sometimes I just want to, you know, just cry. Sometimes I need to go for a walk. Sometimes I need to put on a happy song. Find out what makes you get back to being you and get back to feeling your power, and focus on the message that you have inside of helping these business people, whatever it is that you have, whatever your message is. What is your message? What is your deep heart?
Well,
message?
My message in short is basically to help shape and share people's messages or their stories. And that's it. So basically my background is marketing. I've been doing that for about 15 years. And now I've turned into a personal branding, sort of like expert. Well, not expert. I don't like calling myself an expert, but I'm somebody that knows how to.
No. Call yourself an expert. I'm going to stop you right there. You are an expert. All of you are experts. I don't care if you've been a secretary, whatever it is you do. If you've been doing that, you know, for any length of time, you are an expert, because guess what? Some people don't know how to do it. Some people don't know how to do it. Okay. So yeah, first of all, I want you to own it. Look at me. I want you to own it. Own it. Okay. Own who you are. Own all that fabulosity, girl, and go with it. Okay. So go ahead and finish.
So basically, you know, I believe in power stories, and I believe every person has a power story, whether it's related personally to them or to their business. And I help them to really understand, embrace it, and to own that story. Because some stories, you know, they have the opportunity to get into the media, the press, etc. And because of my background, I can actually help people to identify the best avenues that would suit them. Because remember, not every story is meant to be heard. And some people think as soon as they get out into the mainstream, they're on TV or they're in the paper, that's it. And it goes a lot more further than that. And it's not just about you being in the public eye, but it's about you looking after yourself personally, you know, speaking to your family, letting them know what's going on so that they're not, you know, shocked when they see your face in the paper or on the TV, etc. And even social media as well. So I help people to shape what their story is, and to show them or to guide them into the better way of sharing it, or in the best way.
What is the one thing you want to pass on to people about stepping from fear into fabulous?
I think the one thing that I would share is just do it, because I believe that everybody's journey, their story, their experience is unique to them, and no one can do it the way that you do it. So even though you may see somebody else with the same title as you, no one can do it like you. No one can sing like you. No one can walk like you. You have your own DNA. So just go ahead and do it.
Just go ahead and do it. What's the one question that you want me to answer, or I can assist you with?
I think the one question, and it's interesting actually, because I think the one question for me would be, I think it's the interview thing, because I think now I need to start interviewing other experts to help to build my profile. So, and also to help other people, not just about me, but just also to help other people. So I think the one question will be, how do I start? And also to add that my website is still in construction. It's still being created, and I don't.
Well, make sure you check out Haytrick. Follow him, because he at Haytrick Ramsey. He does websites or can put you into it. But again, I want to share with you, you have what you need. If you don't have anything else, call 8, KALL8, while Haytrick or somebody's building your website, and then you can always have people contact you. Secondly, Amazing Women of Power. I'm going to put that in here, amazingwomenofpower.com. Make sure you go there and book your session with me. It's free. I normally charge.
I've done it already. Okay,
good. Okay, so you're good for that. So we already talked of Dan. So let me ask you this. Were you able to take anything that we discussed? Did you go out there and at least begin to create your list so that you can start asking people?
Well, I only came on maybe about half an hour ago, 45 minutes ago, so I might have missed that bit. But I think from what I've learned so far, it's just about not holding back and just doing it.
Okay, well, make your list of people you want to interview, because you were in terms of where to get started. First of all, make your list. You want to interview people on story. Come on, Omar, you're next. You want to interview people on your story.
Mm-hmm.
So make sure to, decide which people you want to interview about their story and what kind of stories do you want. Do you want stories of passion, stories of grief? Or, hey, Coach, nice seeing you. What kind of stories do you want to bring out? You want to niche it a little bit. You want to bring women of power stories like I do, women in business stories. What kind of stories do you want to bring? You don't want to be stories all over the place.
No, definitely not.
Have a method to your madness. And then from that point on, once you make that decision and you're clear of what your message to your audience is to hear from, then you just begin to find out, do your research on these people. If you had your session with me, you should have got the icon interview formula. So make sure you follow these steps. Go out there and find out some stuff about them and begin to ask. And don't focus on the no's, focus on the yeses, and then start lining up your interviews and just start doing it. And if nothing else, ask the question, zip it, ask the question, zip it, ask the next question and zip it. Okay?
Yeah, that's amazing advice. Thank you very much.
Thank you. All righty. Well, thank you again for joining me.
Thank you. Look forward to speaking to you later or soon. Thank you.
Just book the time with me on my schedule. Let's chat again. And you guys, I really appreciate you. Thank you, Jay. I appreciate you for joining in. Omar, if you can come back, you'll be my last one. Or if anyone else wants to jump in, you guys that need website, make sure you check out Haytrick. He does that. And I think Omar's going to be the last one unless someone jumps in real quickly. We've been on here since 7:30 this morning. We've had 111 people, 9 people still here. You got your hat on.
Hi. Yep. I'm out here cutting trees today. We had a little storm here in Detroit. And I just wanted to say thank you. I really enjoyed the broadcast. Can you hear me okay?
I can hear you great.
Great. Okay. Yeah. What I got today was, from fear to
fabulous.
Is to go ahead, and also got I got everything that I need. And what I'm going to take that to mean is that I'm going to continue to do the trees, but I can start where I am with this Blab platform since I like it so much, and then I also got that I don't have to compare myself with Ryan Periscope or Robert Stern or anybody else, and I'm not going to worry about how many people show up at my Blab. It's like, I got out there, I do my Blab, I only got 2 people, I feel like a failure or something like that, and now I don't want to come back. I understand that it's going to take some time, and that like the information you gave about having the 800 number or the websites, but it seemed like Blab is all I need in order to get my business running or to get people to my website. I'm just going to have to do this. I go cut a couple trees down or make a little money here and get back to Blab.
Absolutely. Yeah, and just step into your power. You still owe me one, so I'm going to let you do that when you're ready, okay? Because you and I never connected.
Yeah.
But that's okay. You don't have to go
right.
That's more offline, but just you connect with me when you're ready, okay? And we'll move forward on that. But I thank you so much. You see, I'm owning this Queen of Blab thing. This is the guy that gave it to me, you guys. Thank you, Anthony. I'm glad you enjoyed it. So I want to publicly thank you for saying that, because that gave me a chance to even step into more power.
Great. All right. Yeah. Thanks. Okay. I'll talk to you.
Go out there. I know you got a lot of, I used to live in Detroit, so I know when they have storms, they have storms. But Omar, just know you have everything you need inside of you. Don't, call 8KALL8.com. It's only $5. People can call and leave a message on that number. And so get on Blab, talk about what your heartfelt message is, and invite people to call you on that number, and they can leave their name and number so you can reach out to them if you want to find out any more. Oh, thank you, Jay Cameron. Thank you for following me, and thank you everyone that says great show. So get out there and do your thing, man. I'm rooting for you, Omar. All right, everyone. Well, I think that's a wrap. We got one more time. If anyone wants to jump in that hasn't jumped in, otherwise, I think I'm going to close it out today. So I'm going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So get a 10-second clock. Okay. Let the crowd say, go home. Hey, everyone. Listen, I always like to do my wrap up. And I want to thank the Periscopers, the Blabbers, and all the people that are tuning in from AmazingWomenOfPower.com, and for all of you that will be listening to the replay. Again, I'm Raven, a talk show maven. And the thing, I love that Omar gave me the title of the Queen of Blab, because I do like blabbing it up. But I blab it up with a method to my madness. I love vanity radio. It's fun. I get out there and I just kind of sometimes just talk about nothing, talk about TV shows. But this is a powerful platform. And I really want to encourage people to don't look at this as a platform. Look at it as your movement, the start of a movement of your heartfelt message that you have inside. And the best way you can go from fear to fabulous and own all the power and all this, and that's you, the authentic you, be free to be you, is just to step out there and do it. Don't worry about how you look. Like I was stuck on how I look. Now I don't even, I just put on my hat, put on a top that matches, a little lipstick, and I'm on. Just be you, because it's all about the message that each and every one of us have inside, and how we must get that message out to pass on to others. It's not about us. It's about the lives we are meant to be here to change. So I'm asking you, what is your heartfelt message that you have inside? What is it? In fact, I would really want to look into your eyes on this. What is the message that you own, that you know it's your purpose, that you know if one person shows up or 1 million people show up, you must speak it out? What is that message? Do you feel passionate about that message? I'm asking you. Do you feel passionate? If you want to type your message in the chat box, and if you yes or no, if you feel passionate and you feel like it's on your purpose, do that. If not, let's chat. Go to AmazingWomenOfPower.com and click on my calendar and let's chat. Now, here's another question. Here's the big question. Do you feel it is your purpose? Is it your purpose? Is the message you have inside your purpose? Do you feel like if you had 6 months, a year, whatever time left, this is something you must do? You must get this message out. If yes is the answer to all those questions, please don't wait to be great. Do it now. Get out there. You have every single thing inside of you. The good, the bad, the darn right ugly of your journey were lessons learned. You needed to learn these lessons so you can stand on a powerful platform like this and take it from a platform to a movement, your your purpose, your reason for being here. Be a living legacy. Keyword living. Enjoy it while you're alive. Be a living legacy. Go out there. And the best way you can do that is to interview world-renowned experts. They will supercharge your credibility, your visibility. You will be the trusted authority in your niche. You can hook your wagon to what they've already built. You don't have to worry about going from scratch, Omar, or any of you that got 1 or 2 or 3 or 7 or 10 people like I do in a room. Don't worry about that. Don't count on the numbers. Count on your message inside. Count on the fact that you need to get that message out and go with it. Go with it. Be on purpose with it. Have a method to your message. A method to your message. Have a profit plan to that message. Turn these audios and videos into products. Create a profit stream. Go interview the top heroes and sheroes in your niche. And lastly, feel free to book a session with me. Go to amazingwomenofpower.com. It's totally free. You'll get my icon interview formula. You'll learn how to investigate. You'll learn how to connect, how to own your platform, get to the nitty gritty, and get to the icon interviews, the iconic people in your niche, the sheroes and heroes that you love. I'm Raven, the talk show maven, known by many as the queen of blab, because I show you how to blab it up. Turn that blab or that periscope not into a platform, but into a powerful, profitable movement, and queen of interviews, because I show you then how to package it up, how to go for the icons, and how to turn it into multiple, did I say multiple? Yes, I did. Multiple streams of income, and you have a cash machine right in your home. Ka-ching, 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 ching, ching. My dollar signs, there you are, there you are, there you are. Thank you for joining us. Love you. I rock your interview talk every Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. Pacific time. Thank you for showing up. I appreciate you. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for the prompts. And to follow me, because I do other shows other than this. Hugs and love to you. Have a blessed, amazing, fabulous day. And don't hold back. Step out of your fear into being fabulous. I know you can do it. And I want to root you on. Bye-bye.